I don't have that much to say. Oh, I can hear myself now. Ooh. Those days I felt like I wanted to speak about something. I'll just get sorry. I feel like I'm getting obsessed over many things, you know. Oh, it's raining outside, I love rain. My hair got longer. I love it. Look at that. Pew, 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 pew. Sorry. I was a bit loud. I'm happy that I can be here. I painted. Here. I love this painting. The problem that I'm starting to have now is that I have too many ideas of paintings. I love painting, so it leaves me with no place because I live in a tiny little flat and I really don't know where to put them anymore. Just this one, I don't know where to put it, for example. And I bought a new canvas because I love painting, and those days I feel like I need to paint and to express what I have on my mind, whatever that is. So yeah, we're starting to have a space problem right now. Yeah, that's my main issue. Yeah. Also, I'm just trying to get off of a little cold I had. I still have it, in fact. It's a virus, but not coronavirus. Right. But it's still a little cold I have. So from time to time, like, I'm coughing now, but before I was coughing all day long, like with non-stop, like it was impossible for me to say a thing. Speaking was really a pain, honestly. So I had to stop that for a moment. Yeah, basically, I'm going to be the backyard. Yeah, I think like that's enough. My place is a mess right now, so I really don't know. I don't have anything or anywhere to show. So yeah, because I have so many things on my mind those past few days that I don't feel like it's a good idea to. Well, I don't know how to explain it. I don't eat what I should eat anymore, and like it's like I'm getting lost in my thoughts. It's alright. There are moments like those. It's how it is. It's life. Yeah. So yeah, I'm glad because like I'm going to work soon. What time is it, by the way? I can't see right now because I'm filming. I mean, at the same time, I don't want to try it for too long because I could stop the recording and I don't want it to happen. So yeah, I don't plan on doing my makeup, I think, today because I'm quite tired. Even though I had a good night, which is strange, but I meant it's how it is. There are days like those. I suppose it was a bit colder last night because when it's cold, I can't really sleep well. Yeah. I bought. Today I bought these sour cloves. Are they glowing in the dark? Well, I hope not, because I don't want to have cancer. I suppose I'm just very gullible. Never mind. It's just me. I bought iPads under eye mask. It was like rainbow. It was cute, and that's all. That's past few days. The only thing I'm thinking about is going. I would like to go somewhere new and travel. I don't know. I mean, yes, I do have ideas, in fact, but for that I need time. But I would like to go to different places. I suppose it's because it's starting to be between spring and summer. I mean, we're still spring right now, but yeah. And So I'm thinking about where I would like to go for just a weekend. I don't want to go for like 2 weeks or anything. It's way too expensive for me. I can't pay for such a big amount of time. It's too much for me, too long. Like 2 days, 3 days is definitely my maximum. But I would like to go somewhere. I don't really know where yet. I was thinking about Spain, obviously. Or Italy, but Italy is like I need to take a plane or like to stay on the bus for like 20 plus hours. But yeah, I was thinking about those two countries because for a moment I thought about England, but it's a bit more expensive, right? If I remember well, the prices, it's more expensive. Even though in Spain it's starting to be expensive too, but you still have some places with accommodations that can be cheaper than England. Yeah. Also, England is not part of the European Union anymore, so yeah, I don't really know how it works then. I have friends who went to London 2 weeks ago. In fact, I could ask them. But yeah, it's not my plan right now. Yeah. I feel like since I turned 24, my vision about life kind of changed, perception. I realized that life's quite boring, in fact. Like we're always looking for something thrilling to do, when in fact life is life, and in fact when it's boring it means that you have no problems, if it makes sense. But we tend to always want to look for something that is not here, and we thrive for new experiences that are happening like once a year. I don't really know how to explain it, but I realized that we put in so much effort, at least when I say we, people around me, or that, because I do know that the we is not general. I'm not speaking about the whole world, as if I'd know the whole world. No thanks, I don't have enough money for each of you's birthdays, no thanks. You know. So yeah. But I realized that, and myself too, before I tended to always want to do something thrilling, to prove myself something, as if there's something to prove. And just thinking that there's something to prove all the time can be quite tiring, in fact, and it's like not good. It put me in positions where I felt like I had to do so much for so little, and I don't want it to happen ever again. I want to feel good. That's the biggest thing in my life. And I still am learning so many things, but for now I realized that I don't know what happened, but as soon as I turned 24, literally, I don't know, it's like something happened and my mind changed. I don't know. But like, I feel like that. Now I want to take more time to think about things and just more time for myself. But also I want to connect with people, but I realized by trying to connect with people that it's a lot harder than I thought, because when you connect with people in random parties or at a bar or something like that, it's just for like 5 minutes, but you don't know them, you know. And it's very, very rare that it goes further, honestly. And most of the time it's just quick, like small talks, you know, and after it's over. And I realized that I experienced that all throughout my life. Like, it's when we're in a place, like when you're in a class, for example, you're going to have friends, but in fact they're not friends, you're just staying together, sticking up together, because you need to have like mates with you to fight the social pressures, and to have a place like a little cocoon where you feel comfortable. And so you do that in a bar, for example, when people don't know each other. I remember that it also happened to me when I was on a train. The train stopped for like an hour or so because there was a problem. In fact, when I was younger, it was happening often. It's France. Like, I remember that suddenly the person in front of me, that was an old woman, and the person next to me who was younger, like about their 30s, started talking to me, and we talked like for like the whole hour. And after this stopped, and we knew for a fact that we didn't need each other's help anymore, because we were in some kind of nervous situation where we didn't know why we were stuck in the train and why for that long. And in fact, we didn't know it was going to last for an hour. We didn't know for how long it was going to last. So I suppose that was the pressure thingy, that was bringing pressure. So we needed each other in a way. And so that's why we started speaking to each other. But random things that weren't important, obviously small talks again. But still, after this hour or so, I don't really remember exactly. I didn't write it somewhere. But yeah. And the train went back on its tracks. And we had to, it just went, it worked again. We kind of stopped talking. And yeah. And it happened several times in my life. I realized that connections are for us to feel stronger, in fact. And yeah. It's just how I feel about it. But at the same time, I would love to have friends. But I always am thinking about the true meaning of friends. And I feel like it's just some kind of idealization we build ourselves to believe in. Because what is your friend is, in fact, it's very subjective from one person to another. And so what I think could be a friend and who I think could be my friend could think that they're not my friends. And yeah. So when you're in a place where there's a lot of pressure on you, then you're going to think, oh, these are the people that I stay around the most. Like in a class, for example. But when you work or you in adulthood and you don't have like one specific place where you have people staying with you that for that long every day, and you're staying that close to each other physically, because you have a thing that there are desks next to each desk, and so you have students, like pupils, next to each other, So the physical proximity also brings the social interactions. I feel like I went too far, but I really like speaking about things like this. And I realized that that's the thing. Like, if you don't have that, you're going to look for it somewhere else, because then you need to have social interactions. I mean, at least me, I need social interactions, I do not know about someone who does not need social interactions yet. It possibly exists. I don't say it does not exist. I still am an introverted person, a very introverted person, but still I need social interactions, and I suppose that there are many people who do need social interactions, and it's my case. So yeah. So I'm really wondering, what is friendship, in what way I can bring friendship in my life in a sane way, in a healthy way. And what can make me feel good in social interactions. I like the idea of hanging out, but at the same time I don't like the idea of staying for too long, for too late somewhere. I realize that I tend to be tired socially quite easily. After some hours, whereas you have people who are going to speak for hours and hours and hours. That is a thing that I do on my own, but not with people, And it's about all those differences that we see every day. Yeah. It's not like I'm drunk or something. I'm not, I'm just tired, but it's literally how I think every day. I wish I could find that, and it takes time, and it takes devotion, finding a cocoon. Especially when you don't live with anyone, when you don't go to like a club or anything, What is making the social interaction good or interesting for you, and not just for the others. You don't want to do like customer service, if it makes sense. you want to have friends, which means you want people to enjoy it as much as you would like to enjoy it. Or it's not a friendship. I mean, to me, like the concept of a dialogue, for example, it's about D, which means two people, Greek, and so it's bringing two people together. And me, I want to have conversations with people, which means con, which means bringing together, you know. So I'm just like thinking about that and how, what is my importance in a conversation and what is the other person's importance in front of me, and how can we manage to find a good balance. But so how can I manage to make it happen in my life, those conversations, without it being toxic for each part, for any part. Yeah. I don't know, I suppose it's the crisis of the 20s, I don't know. It's just how I feel about it right now. I still am figuring out so many things in my life. But yeah, that's the biggest issue I have right now. And I think that friendships are important. So yeah. But I really don't know what friendship means, but I suppose it's about having a group with a cocoon and feeling comfortable with them. And at least I think it could be the definition I think that would fit with me the most. Because, as I said, friendship and the definition of friendship could be, in fact, very subjective from one person to another, because it depends on what we're looking for. So, yeah. And I think that it's also about it for many relationships and social relationships. Like, it's good to actually find a way and to put a word on what the relationship is and not go into doubts, because then what are the limits of the relationship and what makes this relationship interesting to you. And as it's a relationship, it means that also the other person has to believe that their relationship has the same name as yours. Because if you're having a friendship with someone, but the person in front of you thinks that you're dating like romantically, there's a problem there, because there's a miscommunication, and that miscommunication is going to bring problems after, because then you're going to go on a basis where you're both looking for different things in this relationship, and then your interests are completely different. And as your interests are completely different, then there's going to be problems in your understanding through time. So yeah. It's quite complicated, right? I'm trying to understand everything that there is about it. Yeah. I have so many questions, and I suppose that the answers are just in me as they are in everyone, because it's about what I am looking for with different people, you know, in my life. And yeah, it's not like suddenly the answer is going to fall on me, because it's already in my mind. This is how I feel. It depends on the person. Some people feel some differently about it, and it's really odd. Like I can't tell them that they have to feel a certain way about it, because it will be really rude. So yeah, because I'm not them. Individuality is very important to me. So yeah. So that's the biggest issue I have those days. And other issues I have, well, money, as always. Young adult life, you know, money. I wish I was one of those young adults who do not have these problems and who are just able to have a good living wage or that, I mean, I can live with my wage, there's no problem with that, but it's not as big as I would like it to be for me to be able to save money, obviously, to do things, because I believe that just being able to fulfill my basic needs is not sufficient for me to feel comfortable in my life, because you don't bring comfort to your life by just filling your basic needs. Your basic needs are what you need, as I said, and it's not comfort, then it's urgence if you don't feel them, You need to make sure that you have enough money to have a ceiling over your head, your feet, whatever, and food, sanitary water, all that. That is basic needs. But wanting to go to Spain, for example, is not a basic need. I don't know, for example, going to a restaurant is not a basic need, but it's appreciable and it makes life better for some. I don't know, it depends on people, how they like things. I'm not there to judge. Yeah. It's very complicated because I have so many doubts those days about it. What do I like? What do I want to do? What are the relationships? Blah, 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 blah. I suppose it's a crisis, right? The mid-20s. It's life. Once you know you're not good at once you know you're not good enough anymore for Leonardo DiCaprio, it hurts. Yeah. So I was thinking about many things related to that. And yeah, I'd like to have a flat with my own room and not sleep in my living room, for example. I feel like I have a lack of intimacy. But again, it's not a need, it's just comfort. Yeah. And that's why I think that a comfortable life could be important. Because for so many people, having their own room is basic, but it's not part of your needs. In fact, having your own room, or there wouldn't be flats for rent. It wouldn't happen then. But here, so yeah, I live in a one-room flat. And honestly, I'm starting to feel tired, exhausted about this situation. But at the same time, I'm so glad I can be exhausted about this situation, because it means that I have a better life than I did before. And that's why it's important to me. Thinking about comfort is a privilege. So yeah. Yeah. I don't really know after. Like, I had those problems with money, that I was thinking a lot about money, relationships, and what I want to do professionally, because I realized that for so many people it's important to stay in the same place and do the exact same thing, but I don't really know what is important to me in that area. Do I want to stay at the same place or not? Do I want to work in just one area or not? I feel like my happiness does not come from there. It comes from whether or not I can have a comfortable life, which means obviously the job has to do with it, but not entirely. So changing job is not a problem to me, I think. At at least for now. I'm not sure yet. I have so many questions in my mind about it. Like, what is really good for me? I want to have a stable life, that's all I know. But where and what is the meaning of stable? It's quite complicated to tell. I say being able to afford for a comfortable life. When I mean comfortable, just as I said, little things, not like over the top thing is. This is just, yeah, I want to be realistic there. So yeah, that's all. And I think that's the most I had, like the most doubts I had for those past 2 months were about those 3 areas. And I'm starting to have this idea about that is starting to come. I suppose when you're aging, it comes more to your mind whether or not. I know I'm just 24 for some, but at 24 you're starting to realize things, or maybe you realize those things later or earlier. It depends on our lives and who we are independently, you know. Sorry. I don't know why I'm tapping on it as if it's going to happen. I'm sorry. I hope I did not break your ears. Sorry. What was I saying again? Yeah, it's very individualistic, but it's just about me right now. My thoughts about it. And yeah, our happiness is subjective. Awesome. Regrets. I'm thinking about whether or not if I don't do this or I don't do that, I'm going to have regrets after. That's the thing that is coming a lot also. And I'm starting to wonder, is it really important to think about that way? But at the same time, I do know that there are things, for example, that you can do later on in your life and you can learn later on in your life. Like, for example, I don't know, gym, for example, for me it's late, for example. Because it depends on the body, you know, it depends on the body, and after a certain age, it's a lot harder for you to do gym, and so you won't be effective enough, if it makes sense. So yeah. It's hard for that because you're facing this and you're wondering, but then what do I really want to do? What is better for me to do? And where do I think that I could have regrets later? Because I do not want to have regrets later. And it's taking so much place in my mind that I don't really know. In fact, I really don't know. I just know that obviously I don't want to have regrets later in my life. Obviously I'm going to have regrets, but I want to diminish the amount of regrets that I'm going to have. Makes sense. If I can have the least possible, that'd be great. Because as many human beings, I want to have this idea that I had a thrilling life, that I felt great in my life. Thrilling life in the sense that I felt happy enough in my life, and that my life is not just drama or just boring or whatever, you know. But that there was something in that I didn't want to live for nothing. Because I still have this thing, you know, that I want to have something, but still not as much as before. It's like I'm really putting this into perspective. Like, I know that I would like it to happen. Like, I want to have things in my life, whatever. But I don't want to be as impulsive as I was before thinking about it. Like, my life does not depend on it, but then how important it is to me. That's what I mean. And so I want to figure that out. Possible. It's really complicated. You know, existential crisis. Like, it's how it is. It's life. And there are times when you feel like it's going to be alright, and after it's back, and yeah, but it's normal. I mean, to me at least, it's normal to have doubts and try to figure out things. Because if you never doubt in yourself, then you're never wondering if what you did was right or wrong, and then you can make so many mistakes. At least it's my way of thinking about it. So yeah. I think I'm going to stop there because I'm going to have to go to work soon, and as I said earlier, I'm not going to do my makeup tonight, but still, I do not want to be late at work. If I could try to be on time, that'd be great. Yeah, but I love this little chit chat. I don't know how to call that because I'm the only one speaking there, so it's not really a chit chat, it's just me. But well, yeah, that's all from me right now. And I'm glad because the past few days I'm a lot less sick, so I can do karaoke as much as I want to again. Or not as much as I want to, though. I still have, so I'll start struggling a bit, struggling a bit around here. But it's got a lot better. So I can sing again. Woo. A bit. Not yet completely, but a bit. But that's all. Have a nice day. Enjoy life if you can. And doubts are there for you to question yourself and make things better. That's all.